this is Ruth. Thanks for joining me. We're going to jump right in with a technique of using press and seal to apply paint. And you can use this or you can use regular plastic wrap. I like this because it's almost like a cross between wax paper and plastic wrap. It's that press and seal. If you haven't used it, you can like press it down on the outside of a bowl and it kind of like clings to it. And so it's a little sticky on one side, but not on the top. So I pull off a piece that's about the size of my paper, maybe a little bigger. Sorry if that's very loud. Yep, there we go. That's just about the right size. Now, I like to work on the sticky side. So I'm just going to lay it on my paper. Something got under here. Go figure. It is so time to replace this shower curtain. It's got way a lot of stuff on it. Okay, so if you lay it on your paper, you can actually see how big your paper is through it. And I've got a hair under there. Oh, I so hate dog hairs. Well, I can't get to it. I'm not going to fuss with it. It'll come out when it's ready. All right, now you may remember that I like to work in threes. Always give your craft paint a shake before you start. I've got one that every time I go to use it, I pour it out and it's got like oily stuff come out. It's like, ugh, I don't know what that is, but I don't want it. All right, so 1, 2, 3. These two are kind of big. That's more like probably the size that you want. But I've got 4 colors, so we kind of have to. And if you have crusty on stuff, you know, make sure you pull it off first so it doesn't get onto your plastic here. Close the lids. I have to tell you, I just broke my favorite coffee mug. And we shouldn't get attached to things like that. I mean, it's just a coffee mug, but I found it on Amazon. It was really cool. It had stripes, and then it had this big heart. It was all ceramic, and this big red heart was attached to it. And I showed it to my mom, I think a year or so ago. Ooh, there's a paint booger. I don't want it. I don't want it. Oh, shoot. Okay, there. I know, I get overly excited. I'm sorry. All right, well, I can just smear that right on there. Okay. So, yeah, I knocked it off the table, and it crashed to the floor, and coffee went everywhere, and dogs were like, ooh, ooh, what's that? What's that? You know, it's like, no, get out of here. All right. I just thought maybe I could get this hair. I think it sticks on because it's like electromagnetic or something. Okay, so we've got the colors that we're going to work with. Now, I have to say that you could put this on this plastic or you could put it on the paper. I've done it both ways. I'm not sure which I like better. But if you do it this way, it's more of a challenge because then you have to get it onto the paper. If you're not a daredevil like me, then just put it on the paper and then put the plastic down on top of it. Now, the last one I did actually was smaller, and I'm noticing that I probably could have put more paint, but that's okay. This will work because, look at that. This is so cool. You just smush it out. Don't go off the edge because that's wasted paint. Then you're going to pick it up carefully. And if you want to tape this down, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. And now I'm going to turn it so it's kind of the opposite. There we go. And smush it out some more. I know, we love our favorite mugs. Thank you. There was another one on Amazon that I really did want. It was black with white polka dots. And you could tell it was made by the same artist as this mug. I mean, it wasn't like a one of a kind. I'm sure you could order 25 of these. But you could tell that it was the same design, kind of. So there's a black with white polka dot one, and I couldn't justify getting it while I had the striped one. Now the striped one is gone. What shall I do? Okay, I'm looking at this going, this is nice, but I didn't have enough paint on here. I wanted more in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put little dots of what I want, where I want, when I want. Right? Okay. And let's see, we'll put a little bit here. Now there's quite a lot already of this dark pink on here. I just love this color. It's called Fruit Punch. It's a gloss Fruit Punch by Apple Barrel. 50 cents at Walmart. This one is just called Yellow. No creativity there. Outrageous Orange. You bet. Orange didn't even used to be on my radar like 3 years ago. Pink Blush. These will carry you into spring. They are wonderful colors. I'm gonna go more with the pink though. Let's put this over here and that over there. You don't have to go to the edge, but hey, we've got all that space. So now I'm gonna put this back on here. So why am I showing you this? Because you can use this method, there we go, to decorate anything. You could use it to decorate a journal cover. Just saying, just saying. If you had a journal cover to decorate, you could decorate it with this. You could, whatever your cover was, whether you like maybe gessoed it first and then had it ready for paint. Whoops, that one over there didn't get smushed around. We'll smush it around. And then right through the plastic, you can do that. And check it out. I still need some more in there. I'm not all about getting rid of all the white, but when there's big glaring white, I did this and I'm, let's see, there's nobody. Hi, Vimy. I'm so glad you could make it. There's nobody here from the Illinois Art League. That's not to say that they won't show up later, but I can say this. I'm doing a demo on February 8th, and it will involve this. And I did this, let go, as a background for a Valentine's card. So after this all dried and everything, then I made a particular kind of heart and glued it right onto it. Now it wasn't this big, you know, it was much smaller, but yeah, I'm going to now take the back end of a paintbrush, and you can, I'll call it etch hearts or swirls or whatever you want into it. So that thing that oh, you're just back from work. I'm so sorry. That thing I was telling you about for next month, we're going to make our own journal. And we're going to do it a step at a time, a week at a time, because I want you to take your time in making each step of it. And I encourage you to not jump ahead. I'm going to get all of this off the end here. And by the way, if you see a spot like that has excess paint and you want to put that somewhere else, just grab a little paper towel. Is not always the best because it absorbs the paint, but this plastic stuff if you kind of can hold it on an angle, then you can see, and you can get in there and smush it. Paper towel, you can't do that. So this could be a method that you use to decorate the journal cover, or it could be something that you use on the inside somewhere. This is just a really cool method, and I didn't go out to the edge because I like having somewhere to hold it, but you could if you were going to use the whole paper. And if you're going to make this into like cards, like I was talking about the greeting card before, what I did, and I guess I could do this, I don't have any big puddles of paint, so that's a good thing. Well, here's a puddle. That was that paint booger over there, so I just decided to use it because I don't want to leave it. It's wasted. Ew, there it is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put a little more here, because what I'm going to do to this now is I am going to tear it into 4 parts and show you if I have enough yellow. Come on, yellow, we can do it. Let's just give it a little scrub. Yeah. Oh, I love when yellow and pink come together. They make an orange that you just can't find in Crayola crayons. There we go. And through it all, we still have, I don't know if you can see them, I can see them, I'm going to put one more right there, the hearts that I kind of etched in. Cling, not clung. Yes, it does look like a sunset. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't see what was up above that. Where'd my little mouse go? Something about cling, not clung. Let's see here. Vimy, cling film. Oh, cling film is the same stuff. I just wrote about abstraction this morning. Our brains are hanging out together. They are. Lorraine, I'm not sure we have that plastic here in the UK. Could I use cling film or grease-proof paper? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Grease-proof paper, is that the same as parchment paper? If so, yes. Cling film, is that the kind of like plastic wrap that you use to put over bowls of leftovers? If so, yes. Love those colors. Sorry I'm late. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Okay, so the last thing I have on here is sunset. So Lorraine or Vimy, let me know if cling film is the same as plastic wrap that you put over bowls. Baking paper, plastic wrap, yes. Okay, parchment paper, as we call it, is something that you would put on your cookie sheet or a baking pan that can go in the oven. And you can put your food on it, and its purpose is to try to keep your pan a little cleaner than, yeah, I think it's like grease-proof paper, because it would be grease-proof. Waxed paper is not the same as parchment because it has wax coating on both sides, and you don't want to put that in the oven. But you could use wax paper on this as well, because you can see through it, and it scrunches really nice. I've used wax paper balled up and on the flat part of my iron. Every once in a while I still use an iron, but if I get something on it that, you know, melts, then you can use wax paper balled up in a ball to clean the flat of the iron while it's still warm. Not hot, but warm. So any of those will work. Any of them. Cling film or plastic wrap is the least of the choices, only because it scrunches nice, but then it doesn't flatten out nice again. This one, wherever I put it, I lost it. Did I throw that away? No. Oh, here. This one actually will unfold fairly nice, and I still could use it, you know, if I still wanted to do some more of this. That's what I like about it. Okay, so I've delayed long enough that maybe this is dry. Well, it's dry enough. Okay, so I'm going to, and you know this won't hurt it because we have no design, right? So I'm going to tear it. There we go. And then I'm going to tear it again. And if you want that really nice deckled edge look, then you can sit and tear the edges. You could just make a tiny little, or you could get a ruler and put it like up a little bit off the edge and tear it. Boy, that tore a little too straight or even. So it might be better if you just tear it. I always, well, you can tear it whichever way you want. If you tear up, you know, if you pull up, and I think I've said this before, I just want to show you a little bit of it. It leaves the raw white part, whereas if you tear down, it doesn't. So it just depends on what you want to have showing, white or no white. And since I have both right here, I'm going to tear away the white. And it's okay if you rip too much off the back. Now I have I have 3 sides torn, so I got to do the 4th side. But what we have now is a nice background that you could draw on, collage on, whatever you want to do on it. I've got to even this out a little bit. You could round it, because I don't like the point. I like these roundy things up here. See, I could draw birds on it. You could draw hearts on it. You could, you know, whatever you want to draw on it. But you can see the impressions in the background. Can you see? Of the hearts. Can you see those? My mother is messaging me. Okay, and then the final touch, if you're going to make it a greeting card, yeah, I didn't bring any in here, but you just glue it on. You know, you get those greeting card blanks. They're blank inside and blank outside. They come in colors. I like using gold and black. And then you can use either 2-sided tape, or you can use glue, gel medium. I use that. I have gel medium in my little jar here. I brought some home just so I didn't have to bring the big tub home. But also, Glue All is a really good glue. You don't want a white glue that's washable, like what you get the kids for school. Not that people are going to wash the card and find out if it comes off, you know, but it will. So I just make sure people know not to do that. Now see, I could take some of my little birds here. I ran across this the other day. And I could draw this onto the front and have them in a conversation of some sort. You know, like he's saying, I would have given you flowers, but I didn't want to pick them. Well, that's what I have for you today. Thanks again for joining us, and be sure to check out other videos under Ruth Inman Art.